Hi, I'm John Montgomery from fxphd, and we're back with another in our series of videos covering interesting topics in color grading and Resolve with Warren Eagles. Hey Warren, how's it going, my friend?
Good, John. Wonderful, mate. It's we're coming into summer here in Australia, so it's warming up nicely.
And of course, I'm located now in Mexico, literally in the jungle. This is not a Zoom backdrop. This is actually a backdrop out my back window. For those of you who don't know, Warren teaches a series of courses for us at fxphd covering Resolve, from fundamentals to intermediate to more craft-based courses. And so what we thought we'd do is cover some interesting topics or things we thought were interesting. And I think, Warren, there's something that all of us have had to start to do, at least most everyone working in some post, and that's deliverables in a wider variety of formats than we've ever had to do in the past. And you know what? I find it a pain, but you've got some tips from Resolve that do help it make it easier.
I do, John, but I just want to point out again, this is not the fancy Zoom background. This is my fancy leather couch here in my grading shop in Brisbane. So, I hope that looks okay because it wasn't cheap. Deliverables, yeah. For today's colorist, the deliverables really come into play, and it's where you can obviously make more income. We are delivering more and more now to different say networks, but if we just cut it right back and we just go to on a really basic level and we look at social media and things, that the different deliverables that we might need to do for websites, for YouTube, Vimeo, for Instagram, and one of them is Instagram, because Instagram Reels and those sorts of things are really coming to the fore. And I know that through just doing training stuff for the academy, that it's something we got to think about. But in Resolve, it's a relatively easy thing to do it. So what I want to show you is I've got just a little sequence here, this beautifully shot fly fishing sequence, and it's all cut, it's graded, and I need to do let's say a 9x16 of this. What I can do is, if I come down to where I have all my projects, and here's fly fishing, I've got that locked, and I may want to make changes to that. So I just need to copy and paste a new version of that. And my new version, my copy version, I'll just call that 9x16. Now I know it's obviously going to be very hard for anyone to shoot for both, but hey, this is what we're looking at today, aren't we, in today's world. If you right click on this new version now and go to timeline setup, I can uncheck the use project settings, because my project is 1920 1080, and I'll just reverse these and I'll go 1080 1920, and I will then just hit OK on that guy, and I will load this into my viewer in the edit page, so making sure I've got that there. And now you can see in my viewer I have the 9x16, and I then have the option of going in and obviously zooming that and reframing it, or I can leave this black area for putting on subtitles. Do you use subtitles, John? Quite a lot in stuff you do?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff, because not everyone's going to be able to watch the Instagram videos or Facebook videos or anything actually with audio on, right? So we always, as a standard procedure, actually prefer putting captions on videos are released in social media, just to make sure that everyone can literally see what you're saying.
They've made it easier to put captions on, and I've just started by putting a couple here, and it's really pretty simple. It's just drag and drop out of your caption area here, and then we can just drag across like that. And what I normally do, I normally just make one, then option click and just drag the old one. So if I get rid of this and I've got this one set up, I can just then option or alt if you're on a PC, just drag across to the next one, trim it up, select that, and then start typing in there. Hook. They're the normal things I normally put in my finger. That's about as as good as my fishing knowledge is, I just remember not how to fish, how to stab myself with a hook. There, now this is a thing called track size, track style. So if that's too big, you do have a use track style. I can go to style and I can just turn that down like that, obviously to fit, and it fits nicely in this area like that. Now if I needed to obviously move these around, I could as well move the image around, and I've still got my fly fishing original, and I've still got my subtitles for that, which are not changed by the track style because it's a completely different timeline. So that's running 16:9 with its own subtitles. The other one's running 9:16 with its own subtitles. So it's a pretty cool way and pretty easy. Obviously you could do 4:4 as well if you wanted. So there's one deliverable, John. Obviously we talk about others and different ones in the classes.
Yeah, and you do cover this, and I think there's an entire class devoted to this in one of your courses. And the thing that's great about Resolve, I find, in comparison to some other tools, is actually the speed and responsiveness of doing things like this. Because once you're done doing a pan and scan or doing adjustments and things like that, actually you're really quick in Resolve, maybe compared to some other programs. And I actually find it really a great place to prepare those final media timelines for distribution on all the different formats, because as you mentioned, there are a ton of different formats out there and they're constantly changing.
I agree. Yeah, I mean, I would never call myself an editor, but we may call out iColorist promos through it and subtitle those through this. So you know, it's working for that side of thing, and they have made some improvements to subtitles in 17.4. So yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's fun.
And of course, here during this time of year, we have our Black Friday sale where all of the courses for Warrens, including fxphd members, are on sale for 30% off. So head on over to fxphd.com to check those out. It's the only time of the year that we discount our offerings at fxphd. So if you want to take advantage of it, now is a great time to do so. And of course, in all the promos that we put out for Black Friday, we've been using these techniques that Warren shows in part of his classes. So hey, Warren, thanks so much for taking time to share that, and I look forward to our next tips and insights into Resolve.